couple weeks ago on Weekend Wankshop 213, I showed you guys how to play Izzy Stradlin's short but sweet guitar solo on N Roses Nightrain. Because you guys demanded it, on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Slash's epic solo that follows it. Check it out. Well, hey there kids, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here with your best buddy, Uncle Ben. I think it's pretty safe to say that we can skip the chit-chat. We all know that Slash is awesome and that Appetite for Destruction is one of the greatest rock albums of all time. And what I need to know from you guys is what other awesome Slash solos we should talk about on future installments of the show. Let me know in the comments section below. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to play Slash's awesome solo from Nightrain, which is tuned down a half step. So if you want to play along with this lesson and with the original song, be sure to tune your guitar down to E flat. But before we get into the lesson, let's hear it again at step slash speed. And as always, you guys can find full tabs for this lesson over on my Instagram page at Ben Eller Guitars. Search for hashtag Weekend Wankshop 215 to find a full tab for this solo, and Weekend Wankshop 213 to find a tab for Izzy Stradlin's solo. Find the tabs, learn how to play this thing, and then upload a video of yourself shredding through it, along with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop. Okay, so this solo takes place over a D to F sharp kind of vamp, and as usual, Slash does a really good job of implying some great harmony stuff. Like even those first bends that he does up here, over the D chord kind of imply a D major sound, like you're playing the third and fifth of that chord. Again, really cool stuff. That's why Slash is so melodic, is because he really pays attention to what chords are being played and plays stuff that complements them. So to begin with, what you're going to do here is you're going to grab the 10th fret on the B string and the 9th fret on the G. What you're going to do is strike both of those strings and give the G string a whole step bend. Do it again, do it another time, and let the bend down this time. Okay, so it's... And then basically what he does is he hits the G7. It doesn't quite sound like he hits both strings like that right there. I think this note's just kind of still sustaining out from the double stops. Then do it again before you get to this lick. Okay, so again, he's playing over F sharp right here, and what he plays right here is basically an F sharp minor arpeggio to make that sound like a full minor chord instead of just a power chord. Really cool stuff. Slide into the 11th G, 10th B, 9th high E, and then you're going to grab the 12 on the high E and give it a full step bend. Now this is one of those parts of the solo that's kind of hard to describe exactly, but you'll know it when you get it. Whenever you do that whole step bend on the high E string, you're going to catch the B string under it too. And basically what he does is he takes advantage of that fact by kind of hitting the B string as well. It's going to be like kind of out of tune and grungy sounding, but that's cool. It might take you a couple of tries to get it right, but it's really cool. So again, you do the arpeggio, grab the high E string bend, making sure to get the B string under your finger too, and then hit the B as you bring the bend down. The high E string note that you hit a second ago will still be sustaining with it, but be sure to hit the E, then the B as you come down. And then you're going to play the 10 on the B, and then the 12 on the B. Then that lick right there. So this is kind of a pre-bent whole step on the 12th fret B. Pick that and let it down. Pull off to 10, then grab the 11th G twice. That's one of the harder parts of the solo, really. I'll play it again a little slow here. Then you get to the sassy Chuck Berry kind of lick. Now this is me grabbing the top 2 strings on 10, grabbing G and B on 12, and then just the G on 10, then 11. That's that kind of flirting with minor third and major third that we've talked about in other lessons. It gives you that funky, bluesy, almost country sound, which is cool. And then grab that same double stop you began with, the 10 on the B and the E, okay? And then you play the second one here, which sounds like this. So this is me grabbing the 12 on the B and 13 on the high E and giving them both about a half step bend. Then grabbing the double stop here on 10 on both of those top strings, okay? Just like that. Don't worry about if that bends a little out of tune, it should be. And then on the G, grab your 12 with a whole step pre-bend. Pull off to 10, 12, and then 10 hammering to 11. Again, minor third, major third to D right there. So that's a lick on the G. Pre-bend with a release, a pull off, a pick, a hammer, okay? Then we get to this fast lick on F sharp. The last couple notes here are really pretty muddy. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on, so your guess is as good as mine, but this is what I made out of it. Okay, so this is based around F sharp minor pentatonic. Again, implying he's playing over kind of an F sharp minor chord, which is cool. Okay, you're going to start this off with a 17 on the B with a full step bend, 14th high E. Then on the B string, you're going to play 2 notes here, 17 and 14. Classic blues rock kind of lick. After this, what you're going to do is to grab that 16th fret on the G string. Again, a pre-bent bend right here, about a whole step. This will get you really fast at doing those pre-bends, that's for sure. So what I did right there is I pre-bent the 16th G up, I let it down, I pull off to 14, okay? After this, grab the 16 on the D. So now you should have this. After this, go back to the G and play 16, 14. Same thing on the D, 16, 14, okay? Notice too that whenever I play the single note on the D string, right there, I like to connect that to another downstroke. So that part I like to go down, down, up, like that. Down, down, up, okay? One of those things that makes it a lot easier for me. Now this part, again, is a little fuzzy on the recording. It's really hard to say. It sounds like he plays something like this. This is the A string on 16, 15, and then it sounds like he does a quick slide from 14 to 13. It's really slight. You don't even really hear that B note on 14 at all. It almost just sounds like he goes straight to it. That just seems unusual for me, for him to play that figure right there. That seems odd. Whereas if you're walking down the blues scale and then kind of did that, again, major third thing, that makes more sense to me. So, should sound something like that. And again, this part's really muddy. It sounds like he does the 14th E, the 13th A, back to the 14th E, then the 12th A. Again, that's minor third, that's major third, that's minor third, kind of toying with that idea again. It's kind of palm muted, it's really fast sounding. I'm not gonna swear on that on my life, but that's kind of what it sounds like he's doing. After this, we get into these really nice harmonies that he plays with himself. Now, he switches to the neck pickup right here. This is definitely an overdub. You can hear that the first take kind of ended with that thing. And then you hear this neck pickup part pick up until we get down here to the last part. So a little bit of an overdub right there. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be sliding into some double stops here on our D and B strings. I'm gonna play most of these with these 2 fingers, my second and third, and I'm gonna use my first finger to mute everything behind. That way I get a good clean sound and don't risk having any open strings ringing out on me like that. Now the first set you're gonna do here is D and B on 7, kind of sliding into him like that. And notice how he's gonna use the 7 and the 6 on both of those strings like this. Okay, 7, 7, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, just like that. And then you're gonna hit the 7s, sliding into 9s. Okay? This is a little trickier. Okay, I'm sliding into the 11 on the D and the 10 on the B. Notice I've switched to my first 2 fingers for this shape right here, so I'm gonna have a note behind. Then the 9s, 9 slide into 7. Then this part right here, you're gonna slide into 6 and 5. Okay, 6 D, 5 E, or sorry, 5 B. Both of them on 4, both of them on 2. That's one of those parts that honestly is not too hard, it just takes a little while to memorize. After that, you hear another take pickup where you switch back to the bridge pickup, you know. But again, it's a great thing about playing a Les Paul, you just whack that thing and you're back on the bridge pickup tone. So this lick right here is, again, an F sharp minor pentatonic down here in the 2nd position. And we're going to start off here on the G fret 4 with a whole step bend. With your little finger, reach under here and grab the high E string on 4, then 5. I thought that seemed kind of weird, you know, that's sort of an odd phrase, but that's what's up. Then you got to go to the B string here on 5 with a pre-bent full step. Again, there's like a million of those in this solo. 2, 5 on the B like that. So now we should have this phrase. Then we're going to go to the G and play this. So this is again a pre-bent whole step on the 4th fret G. We're going to hit that and then let it down. Pull off to 2, 4, 2, okay? Just like that. So now you have this. And this very last part, it's going to have a pre-bent whole step on 4th fret G again. You're going to hit that and let it down, pull off the 2, grab the 4 on the D, and then grab the 2 on the D, and be sure to do it with your middle finger, that way you can leverage this bend. And what you're going to want to do is to hit that note and give it a slight pinch harmonic and a full step bend. Then let it down, bend it, let it back down again. So it's the bend with the pinch harmonic, then it's basically another bend and let down. Something like that. And that's the entire solo. So we start off with our double stop with the bends up here. Funky bend. Chuck Berry. Pentatonic Fury. D and B string stuff. Parts here in the 2nd positions. So there you go, guys, another Slash classic. Is that a slashic? I don't know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Ben Eller Guitars or over on my Facebook fan page at facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller. Also, you can drop me an email if you want to talk about booking some one-on-one Skype lessons. BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com is where you guys can reach me. Thanks again for tuning into this video. Be sure to subscribe for more content every single week. I'll see you guys next time. Now get away from the computer and go play some guitar. Less clicking, more picking.